We're live.
Okay, good morning. I'm going to call to order the special meeting of the Ad Hoc Regulation Committee of KPPA, and we'll begin with an open legal statement.
Thank you. For the record, I want to note this is a special meeting of the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority Ad Hoc Regulation Committee. This meeting is being broadcast via video teleconference pursuant to Kentucky Revised Statute Section 61.826 and may be viewed by the public at the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority offices located at 1260 Louisville Road in Frankfort, Kentucky. It is also being broadcast to the public via Facebook. I ask if you are speaking and are not appearing by video, please identify yourself before talking. In the event the video or audio broadcast is interrupted, we will attempt to reestablish a connection. If a connection cannot be reestablished within 30 minutes, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled to another date.
Okay, thank you. Roll call.
Yes, sir. Mr. Piercy,
Here.
Ms. Pendergrass,
Here.
and Mr. Powell.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, we have no public comments, so we'll move along to the approval of minutes from June 13th, and I'll seek a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. And we have two administrative regs today. The first one is 105 KAR 1270, and Jessica is going to discuss these.
Good morning, everyone. So yes, we're going to start with 1270, which is the federal tax withholding of direct rollover of eligible distributions. And this regulation establishes the procedures for informing affected members, beneficiaries, and alternate payees of their rights regarding federal taxation rules. It also provides forms for them to indicate their preferences for the federal tax withholding or direct rollover of eligible distribution. And it establishes the procedures related to issuance of a check to an alternate payee of a qualified domestic relations order. For the proposed amendments to this regulation, we have included removing the unneeded language stating that forms and documents are incorporated by reference because KRS Chapter 13A provides that those forms are available on our website, because KRS Chapter 13A provides that those forms be available on our website. We've added clarifying language to Section 2 to address situations in which a member requests a refund of their accumulated account balance, but later becomes ineligible to actually receive the refund under state or federal law. In Section 4, to address situations in which there is a single beneficiary receiving an eligible distribution, and separately, situations in which there are multiple beneficiaries receiving an eligible distribution. And then in addition, also in sections 5, 6, 9, and 10, we've amended it to incorporate the use of the Form 6025, a new Form 6028, updates to the special tax notice, and the Form 4527. So with that, I would like to open the floor for discussion on any comments or questions you all have related to this regulation.
Okay, Jerry or Betty?
I just had a couple of grammatical suggestions on page 3, line 11. I think that last phrase might be better worded if we it said indicating the options selected for payment, because we're selecting an option, not a payment, I think is what we're doing there. And that same phrase appears on page 6, line 10, page 8, line 9 and 10. And then on page 9, line 4, we have a similar phrase, must agree to the options selected for payment. Just a grammatical suggestion.
Selecting the option for payment. We did have a little bit of discussion with the benefits team about the phrasing on this, and I don't know, I think Aaron might be on here. And one of the ideas we toyed with was selecting the payment option, which is slightly different from what Ms. Pendergrass has suggested. She's suggested option for payment. But the concern with selecting payment option is that it suggests that the member is selecting a retirement benefit payment option. And I just wanted to put that out there with the similar phrasing. Selecting the option for payment could likewise suggest that what we're asking the member to do is select a retirement benefit payment option, which is not what this regulation is about. Aaron, does that give you any pause to change the phrasing to selecting the option for payment?
I think Ms. Pendergrass' suggestion is okay. I don't have
Okay.
any issue with that. I just didn't want to call it a payment option because that's what we refer to when the member selects what option they're going to be paid at retirement. So I think
Okay.
her suggestion is fine.
We will make that change throughout in all places where it is used.
Okay. You finished, Betty? Okay. On page 23, it would be on lines 2 and 3. There was, yeah, you see there, beginning on line 2, which incorporates line 3, it talks about the distribution penalty, and it's got September 2023. I couldn't figure out what that reference was to.
That is the date in which the updated form, the 4527 rather, will be in use by the KPPA. There's a certain back-end process that frankly, I don't totally understand, where the form has to go through a couple of our
Okay.
IT and communications processes. And then starting in September, we'll actually start using the updated form.
Because when you look at the forms, it shows July 23.
Oh, okay, then we need to fix the form. Thank you for catching that.
I thought that might be the form, so that's why I double checked, and it was 2 different. That's when I got confused.
Understandable.
Yep, that's it, Sherry. Exactly.
Okay, anything else, Jerry?
No, sir, they'll do it.
Okay, and if not, I'll seek a motion to approve KAR 105 KAR 1270 with Betty's proposed corrections.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries, and we will move on now to 105 KAR 215.
Okay, for our Second Amendment regulation, which is 105 KR 215, this provides the administrative appeals procedures for an affected person aggrieved by a decision of the agency or an employer required to pay additional actuarial costs pursuant to statute. The proposed amendments include adding administrative appeals procedures for employers that required to pay additional actuarial cost and for affected individuals whose disability retirement benefits have been denied, reduced, discontinued, or denied for reinstatement. It also provides details related to all of the steps in the administrative hearing process, and it provides for the use of the agency portal for the administrative record and for the hearing process, which we have a PowerPoint that we've included with the board materials that we want to go through as it relates to that for the box.com and how that relates to the administrative hearings. If we could scroll to the PowerPoint. Yes, and you can go ahead and go to the next page, please. Thank you. Okay, so the term agency portal is used in this regulation as the general term for the online portal that stores and tracks the information related to the administrative hearing. And KPPA currently uses box.com as that online portal. Exemptions for use of the portal are available, and they include when the claimant does not have internet access, when they don't have access to a device that will allow them to adequately use the portal, and when they have an impairment or disability that limits their ability to use electronic communications. To receive that exemption, the claimant just completes the Form 2940 indicating which exemption they meet, and they file that with legal services. Okay, you can go to the next page. When KPPA receives a request for a hearing, the claimant is mailed a letter, and that provides them the details on access and use of box.com for their hearing. Once the administrative record is uploaded and available on box.com, the claimant is going to get another letter that lets them know that it is now available. It also reminds them that an invitation for box.com was sent to their email. It provides information on how to submit evidence to KPPA to the designated email address that we have. It reminds them that future notices and documents regarding their hearing are going to be found in box.com. And it advises that the telephonic pre-hearing conference is going to soon be scheduled. So once the claimant logs into the box.com, that's where they're going to see their entire administrative record as it becomes available. So each of these things, as they come up, they'll get a notice that it's there, they log in, and they can see these things. That's the documentary evidence, any submitted and filed documentation, notices, reports, findings, orders, the video recording from the hearing itself, position statements, reply position statements, and any other documents that are related to their hearing. And from there, they're going to be able to view, download, save, or print any of that information. So the claimant does receive an email from box.com each time one of those things appears, and the email notice is going to advise them to log into box.com so that they can securely get that information. And when they get there, you can see on this screen some of the steps in the process where the claimant receives notices and what those notices kind of include, such as for the pre-hearing conference and status conference, it has the date, time, and the instructions for providing the phone number. For the calls, there's going to be agreed orders and motions to dismiss, the administrative hearing notice of the date, time, and location, and the recording from the hearing, copies of the position statement, reply position statement, recommended order, and exceptions are all included as part of that. DAC members are going to get an email notice when the administrative hearing record is ready for their review, when it gets to that step in the process. And then DAC members can log into box.com and view the administrative hearing record. And the final order will continue to be mailed via certified mail as required by 13B. So that is what we have for 215. And so I would like to open the floor for comments and questions about this regulation.
Just clarifying it for anybody that may be watching on Facebook or see it at some other time, that when a claimant will log into Box, they will only see their file, that never won't have access to anybody else. Just want to make that clear.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
Is there anything in this regulation that is different than what we are currently doing?
The goal in this administrative regulation was to codify the current administrative hearing process used by the KPPA. The only new aspect is the electronic availability of administrative records, which the KPPA has been making available to claimants since January 1st, 2023. But other than that, the intent here was to get it in writing, what this process is for all claimants, and of course, their attorneys and KPPA as well.
I'll move that we accept it as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. So with that, our agenda is complete and I'm going to adjourn today's meeting. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.